Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Siti Nonaswa binti Megat Sabri 254913. Today I will present about model of queuing system for reducing customer waiting time at the restaurant using discrete event simulation. For introduction, restaurant service are really important to make sure the customer feel confidence to come eat at the restaurant. And for the restaurant owner, must treat them with care and respect with providing an excellent meal such as the process of customer waiting line to get it. Without the best waiting line, it can make the customer feel bored when they have to wait too long for their turn to eat at the restaurant. And for problem statement, we want to know is to develop a model of queuing system that can be reduce the customer waiting time. And the most of them has to wait for a long time during the peak hour, which is on 10 p.m. For our research question and research objective, first, how to determine the customer waiting time that can be reduced at the restaurant. Second, what is the queuing system of the restaurant service for the customer. Third, what are the customer average waiting time when they arrive at the restaurant. For our objective, the first, to develop a model of the queuing system to determine the customer's waiting time that can be reduced at the restaurant. Second, to investigate the queuing system of the restaurant service for the customer. And third, to determine the customer average waiting time when they arrive at the restaurant. For literature review, first, queuing system for the customer. For another opinion in research article, some of the cinema, we can see that some of the cinema consumer are feel annoyed because of the long queue to buy ticket. And second, the customer average waiting time. Um, we can know the customer have to wait whenever they arrive at the restaurant during the peak hour because of many people. And third, the queuing system for customer waiting time that can be reduced. Based on article, state that the double of queuing system further will shorten the staying time of customer at the restaurant. When the model have more than one counter, it will reduce the customer waiting. This is our customer flow at the restaurant, which is start from the customer arrive and order food, and they can choose whether dine in or want to take away the food. And then they're looking for place eating. At the end of, they have to make a payment and out from the restaurant. From for the proposed model for customer flow, we can see that from the model, we can see that the flow or step for the customer enter at the restaurant until they leave the restaurant systematically. This is our distribution fitting. We use inter-arrival time and the service time for the deliver food, dine-in, take away, looking for place, eating, receive food, and the payment. Run length and number of replication. We use a run length for the simulation of customer is 7 hours, which is the operation of the restaurant from 5 p.m. until 12 a.m. And the number for the replication of the result needed is 3 replication. For our intervention, for scenario 1, we add one counter at the ordering process, which we can identify the customer waiting time when they arrive and want to make an order to eat at the restaurant. And for the scenario 2, we increase the number of worker at the order counter to show the average customer waiting time and queuing system when they arrive and want to make an order to eat at the restaurant when have more worker at the order counter. And for the result and discussion, we can see that from the table, it shows that at scenario 1, which is at one counter for order, The average customer waiting time at the restaurant is 7.8 minutes, while at the scenario 2, which is increased number of workers, the average customer waiting time at the restaurant are 4.8 minutes. And for the server time, for scenario 1 is 7.7 minutes. And for scenario 2 is the server time is 1.5 minutes. We can see that increased number of workers at the restaurant at the order counter are the best rather than at one counter for order to reduce the customer waiting time at the restaurant. It also gives many advantage to the restaurant to overcome their problem with the waiting time during their peak hour, which is at 10 p.m. until 11 p.m. For the conclusion and recommendation, we can see that the customer waiting time can be reduced when increase the number of workers at the restaurant during the peak hours. It also can increase the customer satisfaction at the restaurant, will attract more customer with their good of level of service. And for the comparison on the research article based Chin et al. 2019, it shows that the waiting time is very important to indicate the level of service performance, and with reducing the waiting time, the satisfaction of customer will increase. It also recommended that there are many other modifications which can make to the model to get better result. And we can see that with increasing more worker at the restaurant, the customer waiting time at the restaurant can be reduced and the customer will feel satisfied with the service.